everybody. My name is Alex. And do you know what is Pangea? That's the topic today we're talking about. Do you know the continents that we live in? We live in Asia. And so, Asia is the biggest country in the world, much more than that. But it's still Africa. Now, the Pangea that have coastal areas will be much hotter than that, and the coastal areas with water will be very cold. I mean, very much rain. As if they reach there, they will disappear eventually. And so, that's the topic today, Pangea. Now, let's begin. The first thing I want to tell you is that how the Pangea formed. Millions and millions of years ago, an asteroid crashed the Earth. Once there was no land. I mean, land is everywhere, no water. Yes, that's the truth. And that is when the time when the asteroid crashed the Earth. And then a few years, millions of years later, it began to have water because thousands of comets and meteoroids shining into Earth, making it have water. And also, our lava core also makes trees, the first tree grow, and also helps new species and humans, us, to evolve. And then the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, just 75%. So some of them are alive today, but some of them turn into evolution and turns into some animals that you don't know. And when it comes to Pangea, new species like Madagascar and Australia will be certainly very, very, very hard because they have no species found anywhere else, like the lemurs in Madagascar. That's it, and that's how the animals arrive and thrive there. As new species are a very important, crucial role for the species that live in other things. If Pangea never broke apart, I mean Pangea, that is, long times ago, dinosaurs lived together. And when the Pangea changed, it spread apart and thus turning into new species. Some dinosaurs turn into new species, and thus it turns into evolution as a monkey, and then to us. That's the evolution as the first person came ever, and then it was born. And several million years ago, we have a problem to deal that we make our Earth more a comfortable place. People will start eating insects and also meat in the first place. But then we have learned to eat many kinds of these things, such as veggies. And so today we rarely even notice that if the Pangea never broke apart, then some areas in the deserts like Mongolia will be trapped in this desert for years, and so it will have no rain. But the coastal areas like our country, Vietnam, that is, it can have lots of water, but the north part have water, but the south parts didn't have water. Because so that's on the north in Hanoi will not have water. To access of water, it will take thousands and thousands of miles away. Sometimes it will rain a lot. I mean, not rain a lot, but it is also very hot. Very, very hot a lot. And And so the second thing I want to tell you is the thing before I told you, the evolution. So do you remember the monkey that turned into humans, into us? Yes, that's the problem, and they face the truth into dinosaurs, into an animal, and into humans, and into us. So there are more animals and insects in the world because they are the bottom of the food chain. They had been evoluted first. Why? Because animals will turn more easily than humans does, and so that includes for us. Do you know about this truth that no one had ever heard of this? What if the Pangea never broke apart and continents with water will start drowning? If there is no water, then it means that there would be even no beaches and no islands either. And so the Pangea have no islands, and they start to spread apart like a pencil that I pull it apart. But if that was not true, then it will probably still be there, and our life would be very more hot. Other things will be more hot. But this is some good news if the Pangea never broke apart. That is, if Pangea never broke apart, we can still travel to other countries. Like if you live in the USA, in New York, you can even travel to London or Brazil or Portugal or Europe in one day, only one day. That's right, you can drive in a car for one day. And so the first thing I want to tell you is that you know that animals and plants have evolved because of the water in the surface of the earth. It soaks up, turning into oceans. And so the half of the earth has land because the trees suck up all the nutrients and water and soil from the ground. First, there are crawly creatures that you might not know because their environment is super small, like an ant or a germ like that, even you cannot see it. And next comes the fourth part, our homes and houses. Firstly, we had a better way to live in because of the Pangea, the evolution, very far away and very long ago. That is, if Pangea never broke apart, this will be very bad news because our homes and buildings, tsunamis and disasters will start happening, and our homes would be destroyed. And the biggest tsunami in the world, the 2004 tsunami, will never happen again. Just only the dry lands will have more droughts and more earthquakes and more volcanoes. But when in the coastal areas, like the I mean our country like Vietnam or India, then will be a serious, very good news for this. No, not good news, but tsunamis, tornadoes, and water sprouts will start coming and destroying our homes. Since the Pangea will never broke apart, then we will have no humanity, as there will be fewer animals because they have existed for thousands and millions of years ago. And so maybe one day there are new species that you cannot encounter, and sometimes the Pangea will even spread apart in the future. No one knows and how that Pangea goes, where to place. No one knows how the Pangea moves, but it's the good part that the Pangea never moves today. And so that's the end. Goodbye, everybody. See you next time.